In-season tournament quarterfinals day 2, and we've also got a loaded college basketball slate. Crazy games coming on today. I've got 3 best bets for Tuesday, December 5th, 2023. This is the Free 3. What's up, guys? It's your boy Noble Living back with another DYF Bets video where I'm breaking down my favorite picks and plays of the day as we just try to get to the bag together and make some money. Our slow December, man, has continued yesterday. 1-2 on the channel yesterday. We cashed in on the first half, Kings and Pelicans over, but we did lose on the Celtics Pacers over as I was not expecting the Pacers to play any defense, and guess what? They did, and we almost had a chance to go over, but tough loss there. And then we also lost on the player prop parlay as Travis Etienne, he didn't get the amount of carries as I was expecting. I don't think anybody expected the Bengals to be in the game like they did. I mean, let alone win outright. But hey, it happens. That's the NFL for you. 1-2 on the day. Hate to see it there. Year-to-date record right here. Still crushing it this year. Trying to finish off the year strong. December started off a little slow, but bear with me. Keep tapping into the channel. Subscribe to the channel. Like the videos. Keep showing up every day. You don't have to take all the plays, all right? If you don't like some of the analysis, if you don't like the plays, you don't have to take it. These are just some of my favorite picks and plays. But listen, we're going to finish the month up. I can guarantee you that. So stick with me as we continue to push this month. We're just getting the month started. A little bit slow, 4 and 5 on the month. But I promise you by the end of this month, we're going to be up just like we were in the month of November. All right, my friend? Let's dive into these best bets. For my first best bet of the day, we're going to go to this in-season tournament. And truthfully, guys, there are a few player props that I'm liking that kind of around the similar narrative here. But we're going to break down this Lakers and Suns game in the quarterfinals there. And each team is looking to punch that ticket to Vegas for the semifinals. And listen, I know that the season's still young, but this is the third time that both of these teams are going at it to start the year. The Lakers won the first 2 matchups, but those were both very close games. A 5-point victory in the first game and a 3-point victory in the second game. And also keep in mind that Devin Booker did not play in either one of those matchups. We saw 1 game go over. We saw 1 game go under. We had a total of 224, and then we saw the under go in the 226.5 game, right? Today we got a very similar number, about 228.5 here. And if you guys think that this defense is not going to be on display, you're wrong, right? After watching yesterday's game, I'm like, yo, these guys are going to play hard. They're going to play defense. I'm not saying that this game is going to go over or under. I don't have actually a total on this game, but what I do think is that they're going to be intensity in moments. There's going to be defense played, especially if the game is close like we're seeing with the spread here. And because of that, I really like Kevin Durant to get a few rebounds in here. And I got his 6.5 rebounds at -130 odds. I think that's just an incredible value that we're getting here. That number's just way too low, right? Kevin Durant, he's averaging 6.5 rebounds per game to start the year. But if you look at over his last few games, he's been averaging about 4 rebounds per game over the last 5 games. So because of that, I think we're just getting a ton of value here because of how low his rebounds have been over the last few games or so. But if you look at the 2 matchups that he played against the Lakers earlier this year, he's grabbed 11 rebounds in one game and he grabbed 9 rebounds in the other game, and he played 39 minutes in both those games. You don't think he's going to play about 39-40 minutes in today's in-season tournament game? I mean, we saw the standard yesterday set by the Celtics and the Pacers and the Pelicans and the Kings. The Lakers and the Suns just have to build on that, right? The Knicks and the Bucks have to build on that intensity because we got 2 good games yesterday. So I know they're going to come out ready to show what they can do in both of those games. LeBron, KD going at it in this matchup today. We know LeBron and KD always like to play against each other. And then also keep in mind, like I mentioned earlier, Devin Booker didn't play in that first game. So because of that, I think that the offense is going to be a lot better for the Suns. Durant's not going to be relied and dependent on to be doing all the offensive scoring, which means that he can play, maybe focus a little bit more on the defensive end, grab a few rebounds. AD is always a threat there as well on the weak side for Kevin Durant to grab some of those misses when Nurkic is guarding AD. So just a lot of factors today that I really like this rebound prop for Kevin Durant. I think this number is too low. You can play this 7.5 as well, but I think we get a playoff atmosphere after we saw how the games were played yesterday, and because of that, I think Durant's going to be very active on the board today. So give me the 6.5 rebounds, -130. We're getting good value here because he's gone under in recent games. But again, the Lakers, he should show up. He's done it so far this year, twice already against them. So let's go with that as our first best bet. Now for my second best bet, we're going to go to that early matchup between the Bucks and the Knicks. And if you guys have been tapped into my Discord group, I highly encourage you guys to join. Click that link in the bio, join it. It's completely free. Love to talk to you guys, love to discuss the games and see what you guys are seeing out there. If you've been in that group, then you guys know I've been taking Julius Randle just a whole bunch of different angles and ways. I think I've given him a few times here on the channel, but I've taken him literally like in every game over like the last 2-3 weeks. Why? Because Julius Randle has been absolutely dialed in and he's been a cash cow of late, right? But now if you looked at the PR line that I gave out on Friday against the Raptors, we hooked. And I know right now Gary gambling Twitter is on this big debate on like, ooh, should we talk about hooks or it's a loss is a loss? Listen, to me, the hook matters. Do you know why the hook matters? It's the reason why I'm taking this bet today, because I took his PNR line at 30.5 on Friday and he hooked at 30. But today I'm running it back. I'm going to take his points and rebounds line at 30.5 again. Why? Because we hooked on the last game, but if you look at his numbers over the past month, Julius Randle has flown over this total several times. He's averaging 23 points and 10.5 rebounds over the last 5 games. That hook just allows me to know that I had the right read and angle. He just didn't get over the hump. And when you look at the numbers, you know why? Because he played the entire fourth quarter, but was looking to pass it because he was trying to get that triple-double. He finished that game with 9 assists. Well, today, playoff atmosphere again because of this in-season tournament. They're playing a good team against the Bucks that historically Julius Randle has been really good against, and he's dominated on the board against them. So if you want to take his 9.5 rebound line at plus money, be my guest. I really like that as well. But this is the thing. I like that PNR line because I think he's going to get about 40 minutes on the floor tonight. If there's any coach, right, who you're going to make a statement and say, who's going to take this in-season tournament most serious, it's probably going to be Tom Thibodeau. We already know he plays his starters a ton of minutes in the regular season. Why would he not do it again today? So Julius Randle, in my opinion, is going to be on the floor. So that means that he should get the volume in the minutes to at least get shots up, and then also to grab these rebounds. But then also keep in mind, right, when he played the Bucks earlier this year, he finished that game with 16 points and 12 rebounds. So it was a near miss on the PNR line, but he shot 5 of 20 from the field, 1 of 9 from the three-point line, 5 of 9 from the free throw line. That was actually the last game that he had when he was in that funk to start the season where he just couldn't hit the side of a bar and he looked absolutely terrible. That was the last game that he had like that. He has not shot 25% from the field in the past month since that's happened, right? So for me, this is a rebound opportunity in a very high intensity moment where he's going to get the volume, he's going to get the minutes, he's been playing well, and he's not going to shoot as bad in that game as he did in that game, and he still nearly got over this line. I like that. Like I said, if you want to take the rebound line by itself, I think he gets that just because of the fact that Giannis is going to be active on the boards. Bucks are actually a terrible rebounding team, and that's the reason why the Knicks was able to be in that competitive game in the last time against them. They only lost by 5, but they won that rebound battle. They just lost the 3-point battle. So the Bucks were just trading 3s for 2s. But today, I think that we're going to get a playoff intensity defense from the Knicks here. They're going to look to knock down this Bucks team, and I think Julius Randle is integral on both sides of the offense for that to happen. I think Jalen Brunson's going to do what he do. RJ Barrett hasn't been shooting the ball that well. So because of that, I think this is easy for us to even get like 16 points and 14 rebounds. I think that can happen, but I'm just going to go with the points and rebounds line just in case he finishes like 8 rebounds and he goes for about 25 points, because that can definitely happen as well. Julius Randle right in the hot hand. If he loses, then we can start looking at elsewhere. But over the last few weeks, he's been a cash cow for us, and I'm going to run it back today in this matchup against the Bucks. Now, for our third and final best bet of the day, we're going to go to college basketball slate. We've got a Big Ten battle in East Lansing happening tonight. We've got Michigan State at home against Wisconsin, and I have to admit, I've been wrong on Wisconsin all year. They're legit, okay? They're a good team. I've faded them several times in the Discord group as a premium play, and listen, we've lost on them. We even lost on Saturday against Marquette. Not gonna lie, right? After a few tough losses to start the year against Tennessee and Providence, and that was their second and third game to start the year, they've had wins over Virginia, they've got wins over SMU, and they, like I mentioned, they've got that win over Marquette that happened on Saturday. So listen, I've been watching this Wisconsin team a lot because I've been fading them, and they've actually been taking coin for me. But today, I'm not gonna look at that side, right? I'm gonna take a different perspective and a different angle on this one, and this is the reason why. Michigan State, this is a must-win game for them. They gotta win this game, okay? A lot of people had them in the Final Four to start the year. They had Michigan State circled. They're like, this team's gonna go to the Final Four. But listen, they've started off the year pretty slow. Like, they won the games they were supposed to win, but they haven't beaten any of the quality teams that they were supposed to beat. And after this game, which is at home, and a conference game, they have to now travel to Nebraska to take on another conference foe in a very tough environment. So because of that, Michigan State, they got to win this game, right? And I know it's early in the season to say that, but they got to win this game. And they struggled on offense to start this year, especially shooting the three-pointer. That's where a lot of their troubles come from. They're shooting 27% from behind the three-point line, and they also don't shoot a ton of threes. Only about 31% of their volume of shots come from behind the three-point line, and they're not hitting it at a very efficient rate. So because it's a must-win game, at home, They're struggling offensively against a streaking Wisconsin team. Every defense has to be the name of the game for Michigan State today. And because of that, I'm going to go with the under in this game. Michigan State, Wisconsin, under 131.5, minus 115 odds. I got this one, Adam. And like I mentioned, because defense is the name of the game, Wisconsin, they play slow, but so does Michigan State. Michigan ranks 314th in adjusted tempo. They're averaging about 17 seconds of possession on the offensive end and about same on the defensive end. So they're going to hold the ball on the offensive side, try to get a good shot, but on the defensive side, they're not trying to speed you up, force a lot of turnovers. They're going to make you shoot over them and beat them. But guess what? As slow as Michigan State is, the Wisconsin Badgers are even slower. They're ranked 325th in adjusted tempo, and on offense, their average possession length is 20 seconds. That is 348th in the country in terms of slowest offensive possessions. So they're really milking that 30-second college shot clock there. 20 seconds on average it takes them to shoot the ball. So for me, I just don't even know if we're going to get enough possessions in this game to go over this total. This is going to be an old school Big Ten matchup here. Wisconsin doesn't shoot a lot of threes either. They're ranked 265th in three-point attempt rate, and they're only shooting it at 30% to start the year as well. So both of these teams are not shooting the ball from deep well. They both play at a very slow rate, and then we saw Wisconsin play a slow team in Virginia earlier this year, and that game went under despite it having a total of 126 in that matchup. So for me, I think everything in this matchup is saying let's take the under. All the numbers and trends are saying to take the under. Wisconsin's hit 4 straight unders, and they're 5-8 to the under this year. Besides that first game of the year for Michigan State where it went over against James Madison and took overtime to do that, they've hit 6 straight unders as well. Everything for me is saying to take the under. Let's just go with the trend here. So let's go with the under in that Michigan State-Wisconsin game as our third and final best bet. That's it for me today, my friends. 3 best bets, 3 winners on the hardwood for you. Going the player prop with Kevin Durant over 6.5 rebounds. You can play the 7.5 as well. We're going to go Julius Randle over 30.5 points and rebounds, or you can take the 9.5 rebounds at even money. And then we're going to go with the bet. And then we're going to go with the college basketball, Wisconsin and Michigan State under 131.5 as our third and final best bet. All right, my friends, that's it. 3 winners for us. Hopefully we can celebrate a sweep because it's been a little while since we've had a sweep on the channel. We're going to turn it around this month of December. A little bit slow right now, but listen, we've got a lot of basketball headed our way, and that means there's a lot of opportunity to make cash. All right, my friends, as always, dictate your fate, get to that money, and I'll see you in the next video. Later, guys.